Good evening, everyone, and welcome live to the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, where tonight the McDowell Trojans will take on the Red Hurricanes of Newcastle for the right to advance to Hershey to play for the PIAA State Championship on Saturday evening. But first, the test here tonight as the winner advances, because this is the Western Final. Hello, everybody. I'm Mike Gallagher, joined tonight by Andy Cicini and Jamie Murphy as we describe the action. Great to be alongside these gentlemen again. Andy, certainly great to be back alongside you again for a telecast. You've played in this very gym. This one is for the right to go to Hershey. You've been in that position as well. What do you think these young men are feeling tonight?
These guys are just full of excitement. There's a lot of electricity in the air right now, and this is just a great feeling. They'll never forget it.
Jamie Murphy, you've been following these Trojans all season long. What do you expect?
Well, the Trojans have to keep it low tempo. That's the key. Keep the game in the 40s, and they'll be successful. If they get into a run and gun with Newcastle, they're not going to win because no one can run with Newcastle. Slow the tempo for McDowell.
In case you haven't figured it out, we're expecting close to 5,500 in attendance. The crowds are going crazy. Newcastle alone bringing at least 3,000 of those 5,500 expected here tonight. Andy, will the crowds be a factor?
I think so, but I'll tell you, Newcastle definitely outnumbers the McDowell Rooters, but there's a huge cheering section over here for McDowell. Got to be over 2,000 people here from Erie.
It's certainly an exciting night. The stage is set. We'll take a break and come back and get ready to count it down to tip-off. Stay with us. You're watching the PIAA Western Final live on TV 24.
It's the Jeep Spring event, and great deals on your favorite Jeep vehicles are showing up wherever you look. Like a zero-down, $269 a month Cherokee Sport lease with $544 due at signing. And get all this at no extra charge. Or get a no-charge automatic on Jeep Wrangler. The landscape will never be the same during the Jeep Spring event. The event that's getting everyone to sit up and take notice. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
We are back live in the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. And Andy, it's great to have you here with us because you played in this setting as a guard for Duquesne University. It's a great arena to play in. I know you have some fond memories, but talk specifically about the shooting and the situation that the guards and some of those taking the outside shots might face when taking shots here at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. When I played here, and I was several years ago, back in the early to mid-'80s, Pitt used to, in order to have a home court advantage, they used to raise the rims about 1 inch to 1.5 inches. So teams that came in that weren't used to shooting there at a higher rim really struggled. And just we were commenting before the game, both teams really did not appear to be shooting well tonight. I don't know if they're still up to their old tricks here at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, but if they are, I think it's going to be difficult to shoot here.
Jamie Murphy, we've been hearing so much about how good this Newcastle team is. How much of what we've been saying about this Newcastle team do you think McDowell's been listening to?
Well, hopefully not trying to listen to too much because they're every bit as good as all the clippings you've seen and all the reports. They are a fantastic basketball team, but Pete Flynn telling his players, don't worry about it, you're a fantastic team. Their defensive press will be a contrast to Newcastle, giving them, I think, a better chance than a team that Newcastle's been playing that's been trying to run with the Red Hurricanes, which they can't do. McDowell's defense has a good chance to shut them down.
They're calling both teams off the floor now to get set for introductions and the national anthem. Andy, any quick thoughts on what we'll see strategy-wise from Pete Flynn to try and shut down this high-powered attack?
Well, I think Pete Flynn's going to try and shorten the game, but what I mean by that is he doesn't want to, like Jamie had alluded to, he doesn't want this game up in the 60s, 70s, or even 80s. And Newcastle averages over 80 points a game. The game's got to stay in the 40s. Pete's going to hold the ball 30 to 45 seconds on every possession, and obviously the key, once they do get a good look at the hoop, they've got to make their three-pointers.
It is a big-time atmosphere, and it's a big game, maybe the biggest game for some of the athletes on both of these teams. And this crowd and these players are fired up. There are players that will play a lifetime and never have an opportunity like this. So I think you have to try and sit back in many ways and try and enjoy it while it's happening.
Absolutely. I mean, this is a once-in-a-lifetime. Maybe, Newcastle, I think, may have been here one other time, but this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for probably all these kids from McDowell, and it's just a phenomenal thing.
We will take a break, come back, and introduce you to our starters for tonight's game. Stay with us. You're watching it live on TV 24.
what makes Quality Markets the best value for your family? The freshest produce and price break specials.
California red ripe strawberries, just 99 cents a pint.
The freshest meats and price break specials.
Boneless beef top round London broil, only $1.89 a pound.
Aisle after aisle of price break specials.
Tropicana Pure Premium Orange or Grapefruit Juice, just $1.89.
For the best value, it's gotta be Quality Markets.
Ladies and gentlemen, we proudly welcome the visiting team on the scoreboard tonight from Mill Creek Township near Erie, Pennsylvania, the District 10 champions, the McDowell Trojans. With a record of 25 wins and 4 losses, and under the direction of head coach Pete Flynn, please welcome the starting 5 for McDowell this evening. At center, a 6'2" senior, number 52, Mike Caldwell. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 44, Jeff Griesover. At guard for the Trojans, a 5'11" sophomore, number 33, JJ Del Sandro. At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 24, Dave Komarek. And at guard, a 5'11" junior, number 11, Justin Schaus. The Trojans of McDowell High. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the home team on the scoreboard tonight. With a record of 30 wins and 1 loss, and under the direction of head coach John Sarandria, the WPIAL champions, the Newcastle Hurricanes. Starting tonight at center, a 6'5" senior, number 44, Pat Kane. Forward, a 6'4" senior, number 31, John Beener Moore. At forward, a 6'5" senior, number 13, David Young. At guard, a 6' senior, number 10, Ed Hagley. And at guard, a 5'11" senior, number 21, Desmond Wetzel. The Hurricanes.
That was your public address announcer, Don Ireland, who handles the call of the action for the Pittsburgh Panthers here in the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. He certainly has this crowd fired up. Not that he has to, because both teams are ready to go. We've heard so much about Newcastle. We've heard about the national ranking. And I know Coach Cicini, you talked to the head coach from Penn Hills, who says they deserve all the accolades they get.
Yeah, he said the press is no hype. They are the legitimate top 6 team in the country. They thrive on defense. They full court press, 1-2-2 after every basket. They half court trap every time they don't score. And what they do is they try to make you turn the ball over, and they get a lot of transition hoops. They have three-point shooters. They have an excellent point guard who's close to breaking the school assist record. It seems like they got all the weapons. They're not excessively big, though, and that's good because neither is McDowell. But, hey, one game. That's all McDowell has to do is win this one time, and you know, it can happen.
And head coach Pete Flynn did ask us to pass along his feelings towards Bobby Trumbaco, a great coach from the past in Erie, and wanted us to mention that at the start of the game because he is feeling the effects and says that he was his mentor.
Yes, Bob Trumbaco was a great coach. Coached against my brother Mike back in the early 70s, and he was an inspiration, I know, to Coach Flynn.
Schaus drives to the basket, doesn't get it to go, and here comes the running Red Hurricane. Stop and pop, shot no good, rebound underneath is Young.
I'll tell you, Justin Schaus took it right to him that first play. He didn't score, but he knows he can get to the hoop, and I don't think they've seen two guards like this probably all year. McDowell is as good a backcourt in the state, I would bet.
Ed Pagley, and now to Young. His shot, up, and he gets the roll off the rim.
Here's that 1-2-1-1 full court press. They're going to trap the first pass in, and they're not going to give up. McDowell looks like they have no problem. They're ready for it. And now they'll probably pull it out here and try to eat up some clock and slow this game down a little bit.
Coach Flynn said that he was going to be aggressive, and they're not going to hold the ball. They're going to keep it low, but they're going to be aggressive on offense.
Yeah, I think with D'Alessandro, Schaus, and Komarek, they can do that.
And it's Komarek with the hit.
I'll tell you, I really think the key to the game is Komarek because, like I said earlier, he can break a game open with his shooting. Schaus and D'Alessandro are very solid with the ball. That'll never change. And if Komarek can get his stroke going, they're going to hang in this game, no doubt.
Taken away by Schaus. He's going the distance, lays it up and lays it in.
You know, Justin Schaus thrives in transition. He gets a lot of steals all year, and he's as aggressive a guard as I've seen at a high school level in years. He's a great player.
Young spins down on the block, and it falls.
You know, Jim Rocco, the coach of Penn Hills, had told us earlier that David Young will spot up or post up every time down court until McDowell can show they can stop him. And so far, he's done it the first two possessions.
So we're tied at 4, first quarter underway, and this is the PIAA Western Final. Thank all of you for joining us tonight live on TV 24. J.J. D'Alessandro doesn't like the look. They'll set it back up. It's Justin Schaus running the offense, working against Wetzel, who they say may be the best player on this team.
That's what Pete Flynn, he only averages 14.7 points a game, but he can do everything for this team. Penetrate, dish, shoot the three. He may be their most complete player.
And my understanding is David Young's their best player, but Wetzel's their most valuable player.
J.J. D'Alessandro is off. A foul call underneath, and it's going to go against Desmond Wetzel.
That was a very smart play by Jeff Grieshofer. First of all, he made the steal. If he doesn't make that steal right there, Newcastle had two guys under their own hoop, uncontested layup. He makes the steal and then draws the foul. That's a huge 4-point swing for McDowell this early in the game.
And even Wetzel, a heads-up play to try to throw it off of Grieshofer out of bounds, and he's always thinking out there on the court.
Absolutely.
So Grieshofer is at the line for the Trojans. Nothing but net for the first.
Grieshofer, yet another player that kind of blends in with the mix with Schaus and Komarek. Sometimes this guy sneaks up on teams. They do heavy scouting, of course, but this is a guy, kind of a diamond in the rough for McDowell.
Absolutely. He's capable of doing damage. And he's probably overlooked sometimes on scouting reports, but he can certainly hurt you like he just did there.
Wetzel working the offense, goes to John Moore, now down to the baseline to Ed Pagley. We'll talk about him a little bit later on, but the three for Young, no good. Rebound McDowell, nice job on the boards. 6-4, the Trojans with the lead here, early goings on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, and J.J. D'Alessandro is going to get hit with the foul.
Those rebounds so critical, and they're doing quite well on the defensive boards right there, but Pete Flynn says this is pretty obvious. You got to make your shots. Everything has to count, especially against this Newcastle team. But again, it is early. We got a monumental amount of time left in the game. Every shot is so critical for McDowell to make.
Sure. You know, they've gotten a couple bunnies here that typically they make. And if that's any indication, McDowell right now looks like they can get any shot they want.
Ed Pegley on the season, 200, or in his career, 203 pointers. He'll be heading to Gannon University to play for Jerry Slocum. So that's someone you'll see in Erie in a not too distant future. You want to keep an eye on him tonight, but he's got Newcastle up 7-6, and a nice defensive effort by the Hurricanes as Young brings it up the floor. Spin off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound and fouled underneath.
This is still a great start for McDowell. The Newcastle doesn't jump out to a 10-0 run or anything like that. They're right with him, 7-6. This is what they want to do right now. They're in good shape.
And the quality replay, and here we see it.
Very nice up and under move by David Young. No matter what, he knew he was going to draw the foul, and if he happened to make it, it'd be a three-point play potentially. I'm going to stick to my assessment. I think these rims are high. If you notice, almost every shot Newcastle's taken, except for the long three by Begley, everything's hitting the front of the rim. That's indicative of a high rim. There's another one. Maybe Pitt hasn't changed their whole tactics over the last half decade or last 20-year period.
Well, once you were done, they didn't need to do that anymore. You know,
That's right. I couldn't shoot anyway. They could have lowered up to 8 foot, and I could have made a shot.
J.J. Del Sandro works into the paint, tries going to Mike Caldwell. Back up top to Schaus, who goes over to Komarek. The three is good.
I'll tell you, Komarek, in my estimation, is the key to this game. And I don't want to keep beating the dead horse, but he can break a game open with his threes. Justin Schaus is handling his pressure like a champ. He has no problems. He has no fear against these kids whatsoever.
Young shot, no good.
There's Young short again. He's been short on every shot.
Great pass by Del Sandro.
Oh, awesome pass.
Del Sandro to Schaus. We know the combination well, and it has the Trojans up 11-7, 3:28 remaining in the first quarter here from the Pitt Fieldhouse in the PIAA Western Final. Desmond Wetzel with the ball.
McDowell has a deadly backcourt. J.J. Del Sandro is one of the best sophomore guards I've seen in this area in a long, long time. And Justin Schaus is relentless. He doesn't care. He'll just take it to the hoop against anybody with reckless abandon, and he'll typically score.
They take only a 20-second timeout, the Hurricanes, so we'll keep it here and not take a commercial break at this time. But 3:19 remaining first quarter, 11-7. Trojans have the lead. Keep in mind that Jim Rocco was telling me, Andy, that he wouldn't be at all surprised to see McDowell hang with this team as we take a look at the fans who certainly came down in busloads.
Yes, they did. As the crowd's starting to settle in, it looks like to be about 2-1. Probably about 4,000 Newcastle fans and maybe about 2,000 McDowell fans.
This is also great for McDowell because this is an up-tempo game, and McDowell more than hanging with him. They have the lead, obviously.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. Schaus and Del Sandro can run with anybody, and they can handle the ball as well as anybody, so that should not be a problem. There's another short shot. They've had about 6 or 7 that barely hit the front of the rim.
Schaus over to Greasehover, back to Caldwell. He goes up, knocked away, out of bounds, but the Trojans maintain possession.
I'll tell you, Newcastle's having a lot of trouble with Schaus. They can't contain him. He's shredding that defense anytime he wants.
He's done that all year.
Yes, he has. He's done it for about 3 years now.
JJ goes underneath. Caldwell back out to Schaus. Short jumper. Doesn't go, and he is fouled by Desmond Wetzel. Wetzel with the foul. And that is his second.
I'll tell you,
early in the game.
At this point, Desmond Wetzel has been a non-factor. And now with foul trouble, they're going to take him out of the game. And he is the guy that makes this team go, according to all scouting reports and all sources we've talked to.
I have to ask you, Andy, do you really think that Coach Flynn is going to try to slow the tempo even though he's being successful with the run and gun right now?
I don't know. I mean, he's actually taking it to Newcastle. His guards are just shredding them. Maybe he's going to say, hey, guys, forget about the hype. Let's play our game. If you can get to the hole, get to the hole, and, play it by ear. But right now, these guys are having no problem getting real easy shots.
Jared Ferris checks in to replace him. He's a 6'4" senior for Newcastle. And it's Pegley bringing it up the floor. Now assumes the point guard position. Down on the baseline to Young. Young looking straight at Greasehover. Tries spinning on the low block. Loses the ball.
That's a great defensive play by Jeff Greasehover. You know, I talked to Pete Flynn back in early December I was at an MYA basketball practice for my two boys, Dominic and Nico, and he told me this was the best defensive team he ever had. He said they're a pleasure to coach, but they really get out and play the D. And Grieshofer just took it to a high school All-American and stripped them.
Komorek shot, in and out, no good.
He's all over that one. That missed by about 1/8 of an inch. So he's shooting the ball very well, which is a great sign for McDowell.
Pegley to Young. Young backs off. And the give is to Pegley. Back up top to Young. Pegley tries, getting to the baseline. Shot up, no good. Battle for the rebound. Pat Kane kicks it back out. Shot no good.
I hate to keep saying it, but they're short again on the outside shot. I think the ribs are high, and they're going to struggle.
McDowell doing a fantastic job on the boards. The height certainly goes to Newcastle, but not the hustle right now.
That's right. McDowell's played against bigger teams all year, and they've had no problems. I mean, pretty much, I'll bet they're probably never played a game where they're bigger than the other team all season.
Grieshofer being guarded by Kane. Now out to Komorek.
You know, they're taking their time on offense. They're certainly going to take an open shot when they have it, but they're working the ball around.
John Moore with the steal. Bad pass. Newcastle's ball. Just over a minute to go in the first quarter. 13-7. Trojans have the early lead from the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. Now to Moore. Back to Young.
You know, Mike Caldwell plays defense. He plays a lot of great help defense. You don't notice him. He doesn't make a lot of steals. But, boy, he's always in right position. He's always filling gaps and trying to take charges.
Foul underneath. Going against Grieshofer, I believe. Our quality replay shows the play.
Here comes David Young. It looked like he traveled there before he made his move. But if you look, Grieshofer steps in, and no matter what, Newcastle's not going to get a clean lane to the hole. They go to the hoop. Someone's going to step in and take a charge, and that really disrupts your momentum sometimes. It's tough to deal with that. A lot of times you end up picking up charges.
Moore, jumper. Off
There
the
you go
front of the
again.
rim,
Another
no
short
good.
shot.
Rebound to Ferris. Nice behind the back pass to Pegley, and his shot doesn't go, but he's fouled. By the way, our officials tonight from District 6, Gary Dixon, Ted Beam, Daryl Jones, as we go to the quality replay.
Nice little nifty behind the back pass. It was definitely a foul. I mean, you know, no complaints here. And the refs appear right now not to be a factor in this game at all.
So Ed Pegley at the lines. First one is good. 13-8. Trojans lead. Exactly 30 seconds remaining in the opening quarter.
This first quarter really couldn't have gone any better for McDowell, especially they're going to get the ball, get the last shot there, and get that momentum after the first quarter. That would be fantastic. Can't ask for anything better. Pete Flynn couldn't ask for anything better right now.
Right. And you know what? Newcastle's taking off their full court press. They're now in a 1-2-2 half court trap, which apparently is their best defensive set. McDowell shredded their full court press, so I would imagine they're not going to see much of that anymore.
Mike Caldwell.
Justin Schaus having no problems handling this half-court trap so far.
Mike Curtis is in the game for the Trojans, has the ball, now goes over to Caldwell. Caldwell tries going up strong, has it knocked away by Ferris. Ferris to Pegley. Pegley's long shot to end the quarter goes awry, doesn't go in. The score 13-9. Trojans have a lead. We'll be back with the second quarter after this.
Something big is happening at Noblo on Peach Street.
We're positive.
Have you heard? Noblo is now totally Toyota.
Totally, and that means you'll find a larger selection, more options, and even faster service.
Best of all, it's going to mean lower prices and better value.
Selection, service, savings. That's totally Toyota.
You're gonna love it at Noblo Toyota. We're positive.
I came off tag at the speed of light. A shot in the dark.
Jacob's birthday party was so much fun at A Shot in the Dark. There we are playing in the game room, and here we are picking redemption prizes. We ate lunch in the food court, then we sang to Jacob in the party area. And here's the best part, the laser tag. Make your reservation for fun with
A Shot in the Dark.
at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse, set to start the second quarter. The first quarter goes the way of the Trojans. They lead at 13-9, but there's a whole lot of basketball yet to be played.
Yep, it was a great first quarter, though. Great start from McDowell.
Back in the game is Desmond Wetzel.
You know, and this is not a negative comment about Desmond Wetzel. I've heard what a phenomenal guard he is. There's guards in Erie every bit as good or better, from what I can tell this early in the game.
The quality replay is we'll see the foul underneath. I believe it went against Ferris.
That was a little mental error. You cannot run on the baseline when you're taking the ball to bounce unless it's after a free throw or a field goal. There it was after turnover, and that's actually a traveling call, believe it or not, on an out-of-bounds play.
Pat Kane to Wetzel. His long three is good.
You know, of course, I just gave McDowell the kiss of death. But I'll tell you what, if Wetzel's going to shoot shots like that all night, I think I'd rather have him doing that than penetrating and dishing in for easy hoops.
Looks like back to the press, Andy, for the defense for Newcastle.
Yep, and then at 1-2-2, McDowell's had the full court pressure. McDowell's not even being fazed by it at this point.
Underneath, going against Greasover.
Now this is a very important part of the game, because right now McDowell's had two mental errors. They turned it over on the out of bounds play, and they turned it over here in the form of an offensive foul. They've got to get together right now, have a defensive stance, and then bring the ball up without a turnover, get a good look the next time down.
We're in the second quarter. Trojans trying to hang on to a 1-point lead. Wetzel drives, pass goes off of the hands.
You know, Wetzel appears to be a shakester of sorts, but he's a little bit out of control. I mean, he's good. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to, like I say, I'm not trying to knock the kid, but he's a little bit out of control.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Trojans maintain possession.
If I had to compare him to, say, somebody like a Julian Blanks, it's a no-brainer. Blanks is head and shoulders better than him, and I know it's early in the game, but he's a good guard, but he's not, we had heard that he's their most valuable player and all this kind of stuff, and he probably is, but he's no superstar.
We haven't heard that.
Guards are every bit as good as he is.
We haven't heard that much from David Young either. Right now, a pretty low-key balanced attack for Newcastle, as you said, Andy. Plenty of game left.
Yeah, David Young appears to be more of an inside-type player than an outside-type player this early in the game.
Ferris with the steal, goes the length of the floor, called for the charge, goes back to the Trojans.
That's a great play by...
Newcastle fans don't like it.
It's a great play by Mike Curtis. He's their sixth man. He does so many good things when he comes in. This kid thinks he's got a clean lane to the hoop, and all of a sudden Curtis steps in. And that's a 4-point swing, especially if McDowell scores here. That kid thought he had an uncontested layup, and all of a sudden it's a turnover, and McDowell gets the ball back.
And that was our quality replay, courtesy of Quality Markets.
And you got to hand it to Mike Curtis, 7 inches shorter than the guy plowing into him. That takes courage, full contact.
It takes courage, but these kids all step in and take charges, and that's a very big trademark of Pete Flynn's team. They're unbelievably well coached on defense. There goes Justin Schaus just shredding this defense. He has absolutely no problems with it.
To Komorik, off the rim, no good. Rebound for Wetzel, and a foul call going against Greasover.
That may have been a break for McDowell, because it looked like they had the numbers on a fast break. They had about a 4-on-2 break, and that may have been a very good foul to have. Rather than letting Newcastle get a layup, slows the game down, and kills a little bit of the momentum that Newcastle may have had right there.
That is Greasover's third foul on the game. Checking in for the Trojans, Mike Schott. Wetzel to Pegley. Now to Young. Out to Wetzel. Pulls up, shot is good.
He's making me eat crow. That was a nice shot. Great move. Great offensive move, pull-up jumper.
Foul call going against Pegley.
Right now, Newcastle's full court press is hurting them. It's hurting themselves. McDowell's having no problems. They're having trouble hanging with Schaus. They really are.
Pegley's first foul of the game for Newcastle. Mike Curtis with it. Now to Justin Schaus. Long pass to Caldwell. Caldwell holds it up, gives it off to Curtis. Now to Komoric. To Schaus.
McDowell really needs a basket here. They haven't scored in quite a while, and the momentum has definitely switched in favor of Newcastle. It's a huge possession.
Shot gets to the baseline, brings it back out to Schaus.
Trying to work Komoric for an open look. He had one last time and couldn't make it.
And Curtis's shot is no good as the Trojans trail by 1 at 14-13. 5:27 on a moving second quarter clock. Hagley kicks it back out top. Wetzel keeps it in their offensive half of the court.
Oh, it's like a carry there.
No carry.
Yeah, it sure looked like a carry. I'm surprised someone from McDowell didn't step in there and try and take a charge, because you could see when he was out at the three-point line, he was going to the hoop.
Hagley with his second foul of the night.
Hagley upset at himself for that one.
McDowell really has to score here, just to stop the bleeding a little bit.
16-13, they trail by 3. First half from the Pitt Fieldhouse. Mike Curtis driving. Doesn't like what he has underneath. Comes back out to Schaus. Over to Shot. He tries coming in the baseline. And Caldwell loses the handle. Back the other way for the Hurricanes. Young stops.
Oh,
blocked.
Great block. Great block by Shot.
Shot no good.
That's a huge play right there. That's a huge, huge play. Because that's their stud. And Shot just swatted it back in his face. It was a beautiful play.
Shot, the brother of Rob Shot, who plays for Greg Walkovich at Edinboro University.
Oh, great move by Justin Schaus. Justin Schaus just saw an opening. He was about 25 feet from the hoop. He made one quick move and got there and finished. And that's a huge turnaround right there. The block of Young Shot combated with the move by Schaus.
Knocked out of bounds by Schaus. We have got a wild one in progress. 16-15. Newcastle with a 1-point lead. 3:59 remaining in the first half. Newcastle the ball. The former, or I should say future Gannon guard, Ed Pegley with the ball.
It's kind of surprising. Newcastle fans, for themselves, the way they normally are, kind of reserved right now.
Yeah, I don't think Newcastle's playing what is typically their game. They're an 80-point per game team, and they've only got 16 here. Here's Schaus one more time. Get in there. Yeah. He's taking it right to Newcastle. I'll tell you what. He has no fear. That kid just shredded that defense.
You know, Andy, I seen you play when you were at Duquesne. He reminds me of you. No fear.
I don't know about
anyone that would fight Sam Clancy on this very floor has no fear.
That's an offensive foul. They got to call it. Oh, they called travel. Okay, that's a good politically correct call. Tell you what, the momentum has all of a sudden switched right back in favor of McDowell.
And there is a timeout on the floor. It is just a 20-second timeout. Pete Flynn wants to regroup. And it is 17-16, 3:17 to go in the half. And I tell you, Andy, we have had a wild one here in the first half as we take a look at the quality replay from a little bit ago.
Look at this block. You know, David Young, people are afraid of him. I mean, in the WPIAL, you hear what a legend he is. McDowell has shown him basically no respect. I mean, they're challenging his shot every time down, and that time Shot just swatted it. And that's kind of making a statement here. McDowell is not intimidated whatsoever.
Shot only 6'1". David Young has 4 inches on him, playing a lot taller. He played like 6'8" there. 8 serious ups from Shot.
Oh, yeah, Shot
that's what
really,
they need.
He really got up on that. Perfect timing, too, to block that shot. That was a good look by Mr. Shot there. It just didn't go down. But you know what? That was an aggressive shot. And McDowell's playing a heck of a game right now. I don't think they're intimidated whatsoever by this 6th-ranked team in the nation.
But Young with a nice move to the hole puts it in.
This is a lot like the North Allegheny game, and a couple games that they've had have been low scoring. North Allegheny plays a style McDowell, and fourth quarter was key for Newcastle. Hopefully McDowell will turn it around.
That's going to be John Moore called for the foul on Justin Schaus.
Justin Schaus has gotten to the hoop probably 8 times already this game in the first half. And he's really given Newcastle fits. They don't know how to handle him. Here he comes. He just makes a nice move, strong with his left hand, uses his body to protect himself, and the kid had to foul him. And he's done that all year. He's done that to pretty much all the teams he's played.
That was the quality replay as Schaus misses the first of 2 free throws.
And
that's
maybe
the
Newcastle
first missed free throw of the game for the Trojans. They were 4 for 4 prior to that one.
Sorry, Mike. McDowell, maybe Newcastle's expecting McDowell. They see the numbers, they see the scores, they expect maybe a timid team, and that's exactly the opposite of what Pete Flynn's brought out here.
You know what, though? I would bet that John Sarandria knows enough about a Pete Flynn team. Pete Flynn's teams have never backed down. I mean, when they were playing prep in the mid-80s, or mid-90s rather, prep was loaded with the Booker Coleman's, Jed Ryans of the world. McDowell took them on and gave them great battles. And Pete Flynn's teams will never back down.
That was Pat Kane, who had some huge plays in the Western Final football game against the Ramblers. As Young tries taking it away, and the foul on Kaborik, keeping from getting a slam and getting his crowd fired up.
Absolutely, smart foul. I mean, you know, he made a mistake, lost the ball, and he tried, you know, he made as good a decision as he could to foul this kid, because the kid was going to slam it and get the crowd into it. And maybe, hopefully, the kid will miss these free throws. He's been short all night from the outside.
So Young is at the free throw line. 20-18, Newcastle with the lead. 2:04 remaining in the second quarter.
David Young has signed a letter of intent. He signed early in November to turn the Xavier University, which is in the Atlantic 10. I believe he's going to be playing off guard at that level. He looks to me to be more comfortable, though, 15 feet and in. And when he gets to that level, he's going to be playing out around the perimeter at the college level.
21-18, looking to make it 22, and Young does.
Well, they got their 2 points, but they didn't get a slam out of it, and that would have gotten the crowd into it. That's kind of a passive 2 points for Newcastle.
Minute 57.
Back to the 1-2-2 defense for Newcastle. They've laid off the press.
Schaus to Kaborik to Caldwell.
That's 3 on
foul
Wetzel.
Going against Wetzel. That is a big foul for him to pick up with 1:45.
Yeah, it really is. I'm surprised John Sarandria would keep him in the game. Let's see if it's a foul here on the replay. There's Mike Caldwell. It just makes a little bit of a step. The kid's reaching in. I mean, 99% of the time the refs are going to call that. That's an easy call for a ref.
That was our quality replay as Mike Caldwell goes to the free throw line. The brother of Brian Caldwell, who did so many great things on the football field for the Trojans. Quarterback at Edinburgh his last 2 years.
McDowell is definitely going to have to make their free throws. You know, you get so many free opportunities in a game, and you have to take advantage of those. And they've missed a few here tonight. Overall, though, they're not shooting too badly. That's off of Young. Yep.
Out of bounds, goes back to the Trojans. A minute 30 to go, 22-18.
Another key point in the game here with a minute and a half left and down by 4. We say it time and time again, but this is the key to not go into the locker room the victim of a 7-0, 8-0 run.
Absolutely. You know, shot there, again, D'd up David Young, and David Young gave him a dirty look, but Schaus now had 2 great defensive plays on him.
Schaus wants the shot and gets it.
That's a huge, huge shot there. He was really in trouble. He kept his pivot foot and kept pivoting, and all of a sudden it opened up for him, and he knocked in a nice little 10-foot shot.
Barris to the outside. Pegley, the three-point specialist, knocks it down. 25-20, 5-point lead for Newcastle.
It's a big
under
possession.
a minute to go, second quarter.
Big possession, as Jamie was saying here. They don't want to go in down big number here. And
that has to be incredibly frustrating for Pete Flynn.
Yeah, I really think you want the ball in Justin Schaus's hand. Not that that's a knock on Curtis, but Schaus has really had no trouble with this. And he's got a little bit more size than Mike Curtis. Mike might be having a little trouble seeing over the top of David Young, who's 6'4", or actually 6'5".
Pegley goes across the floor to Ferris. Now up to Moore. Back to Pegley. 36 seconds. Newcastle trying to work for a shot to end the quarter. Moore likes what he sees, takes it off the rim, no good. Foul call underneath.
That's
Mike
too
Curtis.
bad because McDowell had really blocked out well there, but there was a push by Mike Curtis. McDowell ended up actually getting the rebound. It does look like he may have pushed him out.
So Pegley will go to the line. Shooting 1-and-1 for Newcastle. His first one is good. He'll shoot the bonus. 6-point lead for
Andy,
Coach Sarandon.
what really might be the approach of Pete Flynn coming down the court here? Hopefully maybe down by 7 if he makes this. You look for Komorek for the open 3 or just get any points anytime you can?
I think the last time at the end of the first quarter, they took a shot. Mike Caldwell, I believe, took it with about 4 seconds to go, and that's perfect. If you make it, great. If you miss it, Newcastle's not going to get it, fly down the court and get a hoop. So I think they're going to be looking to shoot about the 5 or 4 second mark, and they're going to try and get a decent shot.
Foul call going against Justin Schaus with 7 seconds remaining in the quarter.
You know, once again, it's a tough turnover, but it was a smart foul on the part of Schaus.
Take a look at the quality replay.
Now, if he doesn't foul him right there, there was a kid streaking down the right side of the court who was probably going to slam it home. That was a great foul. This kid's got to go to the line now, and he just missed 1 of 2. Hopefully he doesn't make both, and McDowell doesn't go down by any more than 8, and maybe hits the shot here before the half and cuts it to less than that.
And that was Schaus' first foul of the game as the second quarter is about to end. He makes the front end. Again, as we told you earlier, Ed Pegley will play at Gannon University for Jerry Slocum. That's going to be a nice addition to Slocum's program.
Absolutely.
Schaus will inbound. 7 seconds remaining
Justin
in the half.
Schaus has got to be careful not to pick up a charging here. He's going to try and go to the hole, I'm assuming. It's better just to try and get some kind of shot off.
Curtis shot. They say no before the buzzer. The half comes to an end. Newcastle has the lead, 28-20. We're back with the halftime after we take a break. You're watching the PIAA Western Final live on TV 24.
AAA Erie County is offering you a special land and cruise package to Halifax, Nova Scotia. Start with 2 nights savoring the Big Apple, including a Broadway show. Then be among the first people sailing the largest ship ever from New York, the glorious Carnival Triumph, for 4 spectacular nights. Plus, enjoy a full day in Halifax. Prices start at just $13.49, including airfare. For details, come to Cruise Night by calling AAA Erie County's Travel Department at 454-0123.
This is a slightly yellow diamond with many imperfections. It's also a poor cut. This diamond has a white color, a good clearness, and a cut that releases its beauty. This diamond is more valuable, and it's the one you should buy. If someone doesn't explain the difference, you might buy this one. Can you afford to make that mistake? I'm Steve Crago. At Les Crago Jeweler, we show you the difference. Come see us on West 8th Street in the Colony Plaza.
For over 22 years, the Regional Skill Center has been Pennsylvania's leader in technical training. Exciting high-tech careers await Skill Center graduates in the challenging fields of tool and die, machining, CNC machining, plastics, industrial maintenance, and welding. Begin your career with Pennsylvania's technical training leader, the Regional Skill Center.
Sportsmen, get ready. It's time for the Great Outdoors Show and Sale. It's 4 days only, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Erie Sports Store's Great Outdoors Show and Sale. Save big on hundreds of firearms, ammo, clothing, and accessories, and much more. Take advantage of thousands of dollars in door prizes. Plus, save on hundreds of items store-wide, from soccer gear to golf equipment.
Look for the Erie Sports Store tabloid in the Erie Daily Times, or pick up a free copy at any Erie Sports Store.
The Great Outdoors Show and Sale. Erie Sports Stores, we do it right.
We are back live at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh. 28-20 Newcastle with the lead here at halftime. Glad to be joined at courtside by one of my colleagues from KDK in Pittsburgh who follows this Newcastle team, Bob Papiani. Bob, it's always great to work with you.
Mike,
great to have you here at the table. It's a great atmosphere, a great night of high school basketball. Your assessment of the first half?
Well, I think, as far as Erie McDowell is concerned, I think the key, obviously, watching this team for the first time is Justin Schaus. I didn't realize he was as good as he is. I heard a lot about him, and I think John Sarandri at Newcastle knew that he was going to be a key to their offense. But he has repeatedly driven to the basket so many times, has had good layups, clean looks, and I think that's one thing Newcastle is going to work on in the second half. I thought you saw what Newcastle could do, even when they don't play their best basketball. Second quarter, they outscored McDowell 19-7, despite really not being in the flow. When Desmond Wetzel's not in the game, they're not at their best. He got into foul trouble early, and I think that took them a little bit out of their game, but they're still explosive enough to where they have an 8-point halftime lead.
Bob, when you sat down with me, you commented on Justin Schaus. Has this McDowell team surprised you in some ways?
Yeah, like I said, I've heard a lot about him, but I didn't know. You look at him, you think, well, this is a guy who obviously knows how to dribble the basketball, but he is so good at knowing when to go to the basket and sensing an opportunity to penetrate. And he's only a junior, is that correct?
Yes.
I mean, he's going to be back. That's good things for McDowell, because I think this guy can certainly quarterback any team. And I think Newcastle's you're going to see them try to really neutralize him. I think they got a sense that McDowell goes, the Schaus goes. So they're going to, second half, they'll continue that full court pressure, and I expect them to really jump on Schaus every time.
Before I let you go, I know you're used to the atmosphere here when the Panthers are on the floor in a Big East game or when Duquesne's in a matchup. What about this for high school basketball?
I think this is awesome. I mean, McDowell came down with so many fans. It's great to see that many people come down from Erie, and of course Newcastle. It's like, I don't know that anyone's left in the bars at Newcastle. I think they're all here because, if you're a burglar, this is a good time to be in Newcastle because there's nobody in town. Probably the police department's here too.
Great, Bob Papiani. Thank you for joining us. Bob Papiani's always done nice things for our athletes in Erie when we have a story to tell. Great to have him at courtside. 28-20 our halftime score. We're back with more in a moment.
What makes Quality Markets the best value for your family? The freshest produce and price break specials.
California red ripe strawberries, just 99 cents a pint.
The freshest meats and price break specials.
Boneless beef top round London broil, only $1.89 a pound.
Aisle after aisle of price break specials.
Tropicana Pure Premium Orange or Grapefruit Juice, just $1.89.
For the best value, it's gotta be Quality Markets.
100 years of caring, 100 years of pride. We've helped your family then and now, a neighbor at your side.
At Northwest Savings Bank, we've been serving Pennsylvanians for 100 years, and this is just the beginning.
A century of service, your Northwest Savings Bank.
At Johnson & Flick on Peach Street, our ASE certified technicians will keep your car running year-round. See us for all your regular maintenance, such as full-service oil changes, wheel alignments, state inspections, and as always, tires and wheels. Think of Johnson & Flick for your brake work, shocks, struts, batteries, and more. Johnson & Flick, your full-service auto center, now with a new, convenient location, sandwiched between Perkins and McDonald's at 4343 Peach Street.
Dallas helped when I was injured by someone who didn't have any automobile insurance.
There are far too many uninsured and underinsured drivers on the road. That's why it's important to make sure you always have adequate coverage. Dallas Hartman knows the law and will fight to get the settlement you deserve.
I was able to get compensated from my own policy without paying a rate increase.
Dallas W. Hartman, lawyers aggressively representing accident victims. No recovery, no fee.
Dallas helped.
Hi, I'm Tim McConnell of the Oil Change Place. If you've ever been stranded with car trouble, you know it can be frustrating and even frightening. If you've never been stranded, you're lucky.
Hi, I'm Terry McConnell. You'll appreciate a brand new offer available at the Oil Change Place. Stop in for a Pennzoil oil change and get free roadside assistance for 4 months.
For problems like a dead battery, keys locked in your car, flat tire, or needing a tow,
you're covered with Pennzoil roadside assistance. Free!
Helping you and your car keep pace. The Oil Change Place, 6400 Peach.
At Gary Miller Dodge, Erie's best Dodge dealer, we're leaping over the competition with our huge anniversary sale. For example, we have new Dodge Durango 4x4s in stock and priced at just $27,490. Or how about a new cargo van to tackle many different jobs? In stock and priced at just $17,790. And for all around work or play, jump into a Cummins turbo diesel powered quad cab 4x4 and haul or tow just about anything you want for less. So why drive further to pay more? Only at Gary Miller Dodge near Peach and Liberty.
Back on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, where you see the halftime score, 28-20. Newcastle with the lead, now being joined at halftime by McDowell Athletic Director, Mr. David Hanlon. David, you have to be pleased with the effort you're getting out of your young men and Pete Flynn.
I think everybody in the arena understands what kind of basketball we play now, Mike. You've seen it for years in the Erie community. But one of the things I remember Jim Raucous said, a common opponent, Jimmy Spence-Hill's team played both these teams. He said McDowell kids are fearless. And just watching Justin Schaus, among others, go to the basket tonight, it's great to see. This is a basketball game that won't be decided until maybe the end of the fourth quarter. We're thrilled with the way we've been playing so far.
How proud are you as an administrator of this community and this school district to get behind this team like this and to have this type of atmosphere?
The whole day in school was electric, from the morning pep rally to the trip down. It's a big-time college atmosphere that most of our student body and players may never experience again. It's a lifetime experience. And again, McDowell is a first-class school district, and I think the people in Newcastle see that right now, and we play pretty darn good basketball, too.
Super, David. We'll let you get back to the bench where we know you're sitting and enjoying the game. David Hanlon, the athletic director of McDowell High School. Again, our halftime score, 28-20. The Trojans right in this one. Don't go away. We're going to come back and buckle them up with a second half after this.
What makes Quality Markets the best value for your family? The freshest produce and price break specials.
California red ripe strawberries, just 99 cents a pint.
The freshest meats and price break specials.
Boneless beef top round London broil, only $1.89 a pound.
Aisle after aisle of price break specials.
Tropicana Pure Premium Orange or Grapefruit Juice, just $1.89.
For the best value, it's gotta be Quality Markets.
We at J.E. Greasehober Plumbing Hydronics would like to congratulate the McDowell Trojans players, managers, and coaches. The efforts of all of you have created a winning team. At J.E. Greasehober Plumbing, we are proud of the work that we do, just like the Trojans are proud of the effort they put forward every time they step on the court. That's why we're congratulating the Trojans on a remarkable season. And do remember, when you need a plumber, it's a slam dunk. Call J.E. Greasehober Plumbing Hydronics at 864-9883.
Welcome back to the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, the site of the PIAA Boys Quad A Western Final, where the Newcastle Red Hurricanes lead the McDowell Trojans 28-20. Andy, it was an interesting first half, and anything can happen coming up in this third quarter.
Absolutely. McDowell, if you had told McDowell a couple days ago that they'd be down 8 at half and that they really hadn't played a great first half, Pete Flynn would be extremely happy. First half scoring, Justin Schaus had 13 points. J.J. Del Sandro, who's their second leading scorer, did not score. And it's going to be important. If he can get on track and score, McDowell has a great shot of winning this game.
While we have the moment, I do want to say a special thank you to Pat Betzner joining us courtside, providing us with stats and keeping us on track. Of course, he's had some great athletes in his own household that he's followed throughout the years.
Absolutely. His son Jimmy has played against these guys 3 times. And I'll tell you what, the reason I think McDowell's guards are really doing so well tonight is they've played against very, very good guards in their own league. I mean, Prep's guards are very solid. Jimmy Fetzer's a heck of a player. I'm giving a little plug there, Patrick. But anyway, no, McDowell has played against excellent competition all year. And I really don't think they're having any problem with the highly touted Newcastle guards tonight.
So we are underway in the third quarter. It's Newcastle by 8, McDowell with the ball. Now they are moving the opposite way as we start the third quarter. McDowell in their blue with the white trim. the Hurricanes with the white and the black and red trim.
And there, Greasover had a chance to go to the hole, and he didn't do it. Not sure why the hesitation. Maybe he thought the defense would be on top of him, but hesitation there, he can't do that.
Right. They got to go up a little bit stronger than they are. I think they're making nice pump fakes. Once they do that, though, they got to go up and draw the foul, if nothing else, and try to get the three-point play.
Pegley with the foul, doesn't like the call, but that is his third of the game. And now Wetzel with 3, Pegley with 3. They need to be careful.
Here's the replay. Let's see if it's a foul. There's no doubt about it. Newcastle's reaching. I don't know if they get away with these kind of reaches in their own league, and maybe because they're so highly rated they do, but those are clearly fouls.
Remember, we have District 6 officials, so certainly neutral on this occasion.
I think J.J. Del Sandro just needs to hit one shot to get on track. He's a little bit hesitant, but don't forget, he's a sophomore. I mean, he's a big game for a sophomore to be playing in. That was a kind of crazy shot there by Desmond Wetzel. Like I said, he's a shakester, but he's a little bit out of control.
Young for 3. It goes, he's fouled, looking at a 4-point play. That hurts.
You know, I was talking to Tom Hansen about a week and a half ago, and he had scouted Newcastle. What he said is he'd never seen a team that penetrates and then throws skip passes out to the three-point line as well as Newcastle. And that's exactly what they did here. Well, we missed the skip pass, but they skipped it over there to Young. And that's a great shot, and he did get fouled. Hopefully he doesn't make this shot. McDowell is really in a precarious position right now. They're down 11 and could go down to 12. They need a basket big time on this upcoming possession.
That was David Young on our quality replay.
It's hard to believe McDowell would lose track of someone like David Young. He hasn't been a major factor. He has 12 points right now, but on that play, you got to keep track of him at all times.
Absolutely. You have to be aware of him.
Komoric to Schaus. Over to Caldwell.
I really think J.J. Del Sandro's going to have to start scoring. He's a deadly weapon, and he's a real tough kid to contain. But he had 0 points in the first half, and hopefully he can come around this half and give him some offensive firepower.
Schaus looks for Del Sandro, loses it to Wetzel. They're coming up the floor, 2-on-1 to Young.
He walks.
Doesn't get the slam. He travels, goes back to the Trojans.
That's a great call. It's definitely not the fan favorite there, that call, or politically correct one if you want to, but he clearly shuffled his feet.
Great timeout call by Pete Flynn right now to resurrect his troops.
On the quality replay.
Missed the dunk, so maybe it would have been better. I don't know, but anyway, that was a good call, and hopefully McDowell can take the ball right now and score.
You know, we looked at Young on some video, and there have been some unbelievable slams in the playoffs by this young man, and he certainly can be an exciting player when he can get to the hole all alone.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it.
And McDowell right now, more than anything, that is a huge break, the travel call. Young getting so excited for that first slam of the game, he doesn't pay attention to his feet. That's a natural reaction, but right now that's a huge break for McDowell because that slam down by 12, that is a fatal double connection right there.
Absolutely.
McDowell has a chance to come back, get some points on the board.
No doubt about it. You know, really, they've only had one big play tonight, and that was the three-pointer when Young got fouled. Other than that, McDowell has taken away the big plays, and the crowd has not been a factor whatsoever, even though they have over 4,000 people here from Newcastle. Oh, that's a bad call.
Travel goes back for Newcastle.
You know, they have J.J. Del Sandro kind of posting up at the foul line, and that's not what he typically does. He's much better facing the hoop. They have him with his back to the hoop against this half-court trap, but he's kind of playing an unnatural position, and it looks like it. He doesn't look like he's comfortable playing that way.
Young works the baseline, drives to the bucket. They're up 14, 34-20. 6:06 to play, third quarter. Shot goes out of bounds. Newcastle gets the ball. This is one of those runs we talked about trying to avoid.
Yeah, it's, you know, they're bleeding right now, and I don't know if a timeout would be in order or whatever, but McDowell is losing control of this game very quickly.
Young brings it over to Moore, inside to Kane. He's being worked on by, I believe it's Caldwell, who will be called for the foul.
And of the few teams that have hung with Newcastle this season, this is where Newcastle pulls away. Only one loss in the entire season to a New York school, and this is the key. This is what makes great teams. They can play any sort of game. They're playing McDowell's game, and they're starting to pull away.
Well, whenever you listen to Dickie Vitale, and a lot of people don't like him, but he knows basketball, he always says the first 4 minutes of the second half are the critical 4 minutes of any game, and right now Newcastle owns McDowell these first 3 minutes.
Top of the key to David Young, working against Komorek. Now goes over to Wetzel.
Now McDowell needs an easy hoop. They really would. It'd be great if they could get some kind of breakaway layup, like right there, and just get a nice, easy layup out of it.
And Young up off the glass.
28-7 run by Newcastle since the start of the second quarter.
Ooh. I think Justin may have gotten away with a walk there, but that's fine. We need a few breaks there.
The Newcastle fans don't like it, but McDowell still has the ball. Caldwell. Over to Komorek, looks, drives, goes up strong, doesn't get it to roll.
Boy, they can't get a break. That shot was real close to going in, and they just can't get the ball to fall right now.
Once again, it seemed Komorek was a little hesitant on that drive, and until they get a bucket, they'll continue to be hesitant.
There goes Ed Pegley. 3-point specialist, more than 200 in his career.
That's a great call by the ref. I thought he was going to give the what would have been the popular call here by calling a charge, but clearly the kid slid underneath him, and that was a blocking foul. Hopefully, Justin Schaus can make these two free throws and cut the lead down to 17 before it gets up in the 20s. And it doesn't look like he's going to be able to shoot. I thought he was in the act of shooting.
Schaus to Komorek for three.
That's a huge shot. You know, this game is by no stretch over. I mean, they're down 16, but you got to look at it. Hey, we have 12 minutes here to make up 16 points. Certainly achievable, but they're going to have to stop Newcastle, who's been scoring at will this half. There's one stop right there. That's a foul. It should be.
It's a jump ball call.
And another case of Wetzel, as you said, being too overly aggressive there. He had plenty of time. He tries to take it himself, and going too many motions right there is causing that turnover.
Yeah, he's a little bit wild. He's a nice player. He's a nice player. That should be off. Oh, good call.
The charge.
Once again, just like you said, Jamie, he is a little bit out of control. And he's also got 3 fouls, so he better watch it. If he picks up his 4th, he could be in some trouble here. It's really important that J.J. Del Sandro get in this game. He's too good of a player not to be scoring baskets for McDowell. There's a great pass by Del Sandro and a great play.
Schaus with the bucket for 2. McDowell trying to climb the mountain. 39-25, trying to get back in it. 3:42 remaining third quarter.
Little bit of a momentum swing. If McDowell can hold them here and score, they're right back in this game.
Outside to Pegley. Now to Desmond Wetzel, who's working against Schaus.
You know, Wetzel's getting real cute with the ball, and I have a feeling he's going to turn it over here pretty soon.
To Kane against Caldwell. Top of the key to Young. No good. Rebound, J.J. Del Sandro.
You know, Young is really struggling from the outside. He's such a great three-point shooter. He averages 26 points a game. He's getting all his points tonight underneath.
Mike Schott steps out of bounds. That will give it back to Newcastle with exactly 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter.
And it's not that McDowell is playing a bad game, but there are a lot more mental mistakes. They seem a little bit jittery right now, which is a real surprise because they're not that type of team. They still have 10 minutes to break out of it. 14 points, big deficit, but it's not totally hopeless.
Yeah, they just can't afford turnovers like that.
Shot no good. Kane with the rebound for the Canes. Back out to Wetzel. Looking over to Sarandria.
Wetzel's going to try and get cute. He looks like he's going to try and take somebody to the hole. And McDowell might want to try and step in and pick up a charge right here. There it is. That was a good play by the McDowell defender. Shot. And it probably could have been a charge, which would have been his 4th.
Schaus coming the other way.
No.
Called for.
You know, that's too bad because I really, you know, he gets away with that call in Erie. It looks like it could be a carry, but I've never seen it called against him, and he was in the process of scoring 2 points there, and they took it away from him. It's too bad.
And Wetzel's been doing the same on the other end the entire game.
Wetzel's palming the ball or carrying it like crazy. Now, see, that was just a high crossover. It really wasn't. He didn't carry the ball and travel with it, and I don't think it was a good call.
And that was Schaus on the quality replay with what they're calling a travel. And a foul call underneath as Young tries going up to the bucket.
You know, right now, and Jim Rocco had alluded to this earlier, who the coach of Penn Hills, who used to play for Gannon. Here's the replay. He said that they will post David Young up until McDowell shows that they can stop him. And right now, they can't stop him. He's not that big of a kid, but he's strong, and he's got very big legs. You can't tell because his pants are so long, but he's got strong legs, and he is tough to move off that block once he gets down there.
And Grieshober, hopefully his season is not done, but that is foul number 5 on Jeff, and Mike Schott will come in to replace him. Let's hope that Grieshober has one more game left this season.
Yeah, it's too bad. It's an early time to foul out, but he gave a heck of a game for 22 minutes here.
So Jeff Grieshober goes to the bench. A remarkable young man, and Pete Flynn gives him an encouraging talking to on the bench. As Young is at the line, he's now got 17 points on the night, 40-25. Newcastle with the lead, 2:13 remaining third quarter. Mike Gallagher with Andy Cecchini and Jamie Murphy live from the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh.
You know, it really doesn't look that good for McDowell right now, but if they can get a couple of hoops here and hold Newcastle, they can cut this game down to 10 or 11, and they're certainly in the game. It's critical, though, they don't turn it over and they can score. And that's a huge hoop by Justin Schaus.
So Schaus goes to the bucket, gets a pair, 41-27.
You know, you have to whittle away at a lead like this little by little. You can't say, oh boy, we're down 14, we're in trouble. You say, no, we're going to take away or knock away at this lead 2 points, 3 points, 2 points. All of a sudden, you're right back into it. A stop here, a three-pointer by McDowell, it's all of a sudden an 11-point game.
Still a lot of basketball to be played.
You have to think McDowell has to get it within 10 heading into the fourth to have a serious chance.
Absolutely, and that was a big call there for McDowell. Offensive foul, illegal screen, and you know, Newcastle, John Sarandri's a little bit upset with his team because he's saying, hey guys, that's a stupid mistake. That's a mental error. We don't want to make those. We don't want to let McDowell back in.
That's his fourth foul of the game. Sarandria wants a timeout. We'll keep it here. 1:35 remaining in the quarter, 41-27. Sarandria takes a 20-second timeout.
You know, that was Pegley's fourth foul there. And with over 9.5 minutes left in the game, he's their leading scorer. Actually, I think Young now has more points than him, but he's been a big part of this game. And if he has to sit for a substantial period of time here, that's going to definitely hurt Newcastle.
Bagley with 14 points so far. He hasn't been a major factor, but a really balanced attack from Newcastle, and that's kind of how they've done all season long. They have a bunch of spectacular players, not one player. David Young, maybe make a case for, he's averaging 25.5 points a game. That is the guy who stepped up, but tonight a well-balanced attack by Newcastle, and that's what they need against McDowell. It's working.
Yes, it is. I keep saying this, but it's time J.J. Del Sandro got some shots, got some good looks at the hoop, and tried to score here. And it looks like now they got a plane out front, which is really his strong point.
Out to Komarek from three, no good. Rebound Newcastle. Young's bringing it up the floor. Driving Asparis. He gets it to go. Offensive foul.
You know what? That kid thought he had a clean lane to the hoop, and the kid from McDowell, I don't know who took the charge. I wish we could see the replay. Absolutely set him up. Set him up. Here goes the replay. I'd like to see who this is. It's actually Justin Schaus with a real heads-up play there. But you know what? The kid never saw him. Justin Schaus baited him, stepped in, took the big charge. If they score here, another 4-point swing, and those are huge.
41-27, 1 minute remaining in the quarter. Knocked out of bounds by David Young. Trojans maintain possession.
You know, they have David Young on Schaus, and if he continues to play a man-to-man, I think Schaus can beat him and get to the hoop and score some more layups. I really do. I think he's that quick that he can get by this kid.
Schaus over to J.J. Del Sandro, who knows he has to score. No foul call as he shoots. Ball is loose. Newcastle's Pat Game with the rebound. Off to Desmond Wetzel. Now to Young. 4-3. No good. loose on the floor, foul going against Newcastle.
You know, David Young, if he were hitting tonight from the outside, he'd have about 35 points. And I think he's probably a very good three-point shooter. He's not shooting the ball well tonight, but he certainly looks to fire it whenever he gets a look at it.
As we go to the quality replay, take a look at the shot. He has a nice release.
Once again, he's short, though. I swear to God, these rims are high. You raise a rim by an inch or an inch and a half, and it's devastating to an outside shooter.
Del Sandro stops, pops, hits.
That's huge.
He's in the game.
Absolutely. That's all he needs. I would be surprised if he doesn't score a couple times now in a row. It's a lot of times all you need to do is break the ice and then to get right in the game. Hopefully he will do that for the Trojans.
A big stop needed here.
Absolutely.
41-29. The shot. No good. Rebound Del Sandro.
Got 3 seconds only. Get it up. Get it up.
Long shot. Before the buzzer, we'll take a break. 41-29. Back with the fourth quarter after this.
For more than 100 years, Hammond's people, resources, and dedication to serving this community have had a remarkable effect. Hammett, leading the way to better health.
Which restaurant has something for everyone in the family?
Damon's.
Get you guys anything else? Dessert, please.
Sure, I'll bring you dessert menu. Bring your family to Damon's. It's a place for fun.
We are back on the campus of the University of Pittsburgh, the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse. 41-29. It's far from over. The Trojans starting to crawl back into this one.
You know, McDowell kind of got lulled into about a 7 or 8 minute funk. They're now out of it. But, you know, they have 41 points, Newcastle. They average 81. So unless they score 40 points in this game, they're not playing their typical game. That's a real silly foul by David Young. I mean, there's no way he's going to steal the ball from Schaus. And he just reached in right in front of the world, right out near half court, picked up a foul. I really don't think Newcastle is a very intelligent team on the floor. I don't mean to rip on them or anything, but they've had a lot of silly fouls that are obvious to the world, and they're going to let McDowell back into the game, which is great for McDowell.
33-16 run for Newcastle,
from WPIAL. So
but Newcastle hasn't gotten a point in the last few minutes.
No, they haven't. McDowell's done a nice job. They need to score here, though. They can cut this thing down to 9 with a three-pointer.
For those of you that aren't fully aware of the story of our analyst tonight, as we see the block shot by Young, saved in by McDowell. Schaus called for the travel. As I was saying, the story of our analyst, played at Cathedral Prep, won a state championship, played Division I basketball at Duquesne, played on this very floor a number of times, and has been in some heated battles of his own. And that's Andy Cicini, who we're happy to have.
Great hustle there by Schaus, and he just stole it away. That was just a titanic effort by Justin Schaus. That kid had the ball from Newcastle, clearly. Schaus dove in like he was trying to save somebody that was drowning and ripped the ball out of the kid's hand. That was an awesome defensive play.
As we go to the quality replay.
He had no business, watch this, he had no business getting to this ball. Look at this kid from Newcastle, has it. Schaus just aggressively jumped in there and ripped it out of his hands. Great play by Justin Schaus.
41-29, 7 minutes remaining in the game. Pat Kane trying to work his way, and a foul call going against Caldwell.
You know, Mike Caldwell plays excellent post defense. He's only about 6'1", maybe 6'2". He's playing against a kid who's about 6'5" and probably has 25 pounds on him. But he's D'ing him up very well underneath there, and the kid's really got to work. They're not going to give him easy layups, that's for sure. They're going to have to earn any shot they get underneath.
And they haven't had many open looks the entire night. David Young had one he actually missed just a few minutes ago late in the third quarter. So McDowell's defense is not lacking. As you said, only 41 points by Newcastle right now.
McDowell's very solid tonight on defense.
Caldwell hammers Young down on the baseline.
You know what? I actually like this play here. Granted, Caldwell kind of body slammed David Young here, but it's kind of a show of, hey, you know, I don't care if you're first team All-State, third team All-American, don't come in here and try and post me up and throw an elbow, I'll throw you to the ground. And that's McDowell just showing, hey, we're not going to be intimidated by you.
Caldwell, right? Tight end on the football team, showing his football skills, decent tackle.
He's not going to back down from anybody. But I like that kind of play. You don't want anyone to get hurt or anything, but it's just like, hey, don't come in here and push us around.
Up in the air, it's loose on the floor. They come into the table, and Newcastle saves the ball. Again on the floor. Schaus is right on top of it. Jump ball call. I tell you, the best thing next to Schaus's name is the initials JR, Junior. This guy's coming back.
Absolutely. You know, Justin Schaus refuses to let this game get out of hand. He's going to do whatever it takes, and that means diving like a maniac. He's going to do it to help his team out. That's a tough call to make. Offensive foul away from the ball like that.
Offensive foul against Caldwell.
McDowell and Prep, when they played their first game, McDowell was losing the entire time to Cathedral Prep. Justin Schaus, everyone knew the ball was going to him. 4 guys on him, he still made it. When he gets in this situation, when McDowell is down in the fourth quarter and it hasn't happened much, he is absolutely possessed. And he's on the floor rolling around more than he's dribbling with it, but it's a fantastic in a basketball play.
Yes, he is. And the bad news for other teams in the Erie area is he's back next year. He's only a junior.
Working against Moore, his shot. Now over to Pegley for 3. Pegley counts it.
That's a heartbreaker right there. That's a tough one to come back from.
That is. McDowell had a chance to cut it down to 10, maybe 9, and turn it over, and then this kid hits a 3, and all of a sudden they're down 15 points. This game is still not out of control, though, or out of reach by any means. McDowell needs to score.
And Schaus takes a shot off the back of the iron. Rebound from J.J. D'Alessandro.
I really think J.J.'s going to have to try and look to score now.
Shot, jumper, baseline, no good. Rebound, and a foul call going, I believe, against Pat James.
I don't mean to rave about Justin Schaus too much, but he just outwilled everybody and got that rebound. I mean, the kid is not very tall. He was giving up about 6 inches on this rebound. He just went after it and outwilled the kid. Here he goes.
The quality replay.
Just went up strong. He was not to be denied. He was going to get that rebound regardless of what happened.
McDowell playing their hearts out, but only 9 points. This is the entire second half. They have to make their shots, and they're not making them right now.
One way to get points back quickly is free throws, and the nice thing about that is the clock is stopped. You know, and actually Newcastle is in foul trouble. I don't see Newcastle really looking to foul too much here, but if they do, McDowell can stop the clock and whittle away at this with free throws. That's a beautiful thing.
44-31, 5:40 left in the game. The winner advancing to Hershey to battle for the state championship. This, the Western Final. Outside, Pegley, 3, no good. And a foul call.
You know, Mike Curtis is the littlest kid on the court. He just boxed out a 6'5" kid from Newcastle. And the kid was pushing and shoving. I just happened to catch it as soon as the shot left the kid's hand. Curtis would not back down. He burrowed down, boxed the kid out. And now, again, the clock is stopped. Only 9 seconds went away from that last possession. And McDowell's a chance to score 4 points in 9 seconds.
Pete Flynn looks like he's having fun. I mean, Pete Flynn is like a new coach in this last
Watch
year.
Mike Curtis, number 4. That kid is 6'5", he's boxing out. The kid shoved him. Curtis didn't back down. He gets the over and back call. Now he makes the free throw. He's been a heck of a 6th man all year for these guys. He's come in and hit threes, taken charges, handled the ball, and now he's really made 2 big plays. If he can make this free throw, he got the rebound down there and makes the free throws down here. That's a great effort there by Mike Curtis.
So Mike Curtis hits both free throws, 44-33, just like that. The Trojans creeping back into it. 5:26.
And I'll tell you, Newcastle is out of sorts. They don't look comfortable at all, I don't think, in their offense.
They've had open looks the last 2 times. Ed Pagley can't knock him down.
There's a charge for sure. Absolutely. Great call. You know, once again, we keep saying Wetzel's out of control. He's out of control. That's his 4th foul now. So you got Begley and Wetzel both with 4 fouls. You know, Sarandria is waving his hands. Here it is. I mean, this is absolute. The kid was waiting for him. He's out of control. Shot steps in.
Good call.
It's a great defensive play. I mean, I don't know, you'll never see a charge set up as well as that. I don't know why John Sarandria is complaining.
Are you surprised, Andy, that both Pagli and the other guy, Wetzel, are still in the game? Wetzel, I'm sorry?
Yeah, I am. I really am, because neither one of them is really right now a huge factor in the game. But they may need them down the stretch, and they're both kind of playing as if they have 1 or 2 fouls. They both have 4 now.
So Schaus brings it up the floor, working against Young. Drives down on the baseline, foul called against David Young.
Justin Schaus's patented move is a spin. He lives about 3 or 4 blocks from me, and when I go bike riding with my 2 boys, Dominic and Nico, we ride by his house, and he's always spinning there too in his driveway. But he just put a great move on David Young and drew a foul. Now that's a 5'9" or 5'10" kid spinning on a 6'5" All-American.
Quality replay coming up.
Here he comes. Now he got bumped too. Here comes his spin right there. And that's definitely a foul by the bigger guy. Now Schaus has a chance to cut this game down to 9 points.
Schaus
got the bounce.
Uses the bounce. We'll take him however we can get him.
Yeah, in fact, Jamie, you had talked about the first Prep McDowell game. When he did score, it was off a spin move, and that is his patented move. And it's a devastating move. I mean, he scores on it almost every time he does it around the hoop.
McDowell within 9. 5 minutes to go in the game.
Oh! They called the 5-second on Newcastle. Newcastle tried to call a timeout because they sensed the clock, the 5 seconds coming, and the ref said, no, you didn't call it in time. McDowell right now, if they hit a 3, this game is a 6-point game. It's amazing how things can change, but it just takes a couple of great plays and things can totally turn around. David Young is reaching like a champ and bumping Schaus. I wouldn't do that if I were him, because Schaus can abuse him. Right here he goes. He got fouled too.
Schaus is the man underneath the Del Sandro. Counted for 2.
I'll tell you what, the McDowell fans are going crazy, and this is the loudest the crowd has been all night, and it's the McDowell people making all the noise.
44-37, the Trojans back in it.
Curtis is Dean Bagley up. Almost an offensive foul. I'll tell you what, McDowell is into this game now. Between Schaus, Del Sandro, and Curtis, their guards are on fire, and Komorik as well.
Andy, they have to know they have nothing to lose. They're not supposed to even be in this game, and they are back in it.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, these are huge free throws.
As we go to the quality replay, take a look at Schaus.
There's where Schaus did get hacked, but he just hustled and got the ball back. What happened there when we were watching the replay is the kid from Newcastle missed the free throw, but they got the offensive rebound and scored. Those are critical things that you can't allow to happen.
46-37.
Now the Newcastle fans are into it.
Schaus
There's Schaus with the spin.
Shot, no good. Rebound Young.
We got to stop him right here.
Wetzel's 3 off the rim. Battle for the rebound. McDowell's ball.
Right there, Wetzel needs to, the run and gun is solid, and it's not bad to run down and take a shot while you have a little bit of momentum, but again, Wetzel hurrying the shot, and he had time to set it up. They're up by 9, and ill-advised play right there.
Newcastle's doing a lot of bad things right now. Obviously, in that situation, you don't want to pull up on a fast break and fire a 3. They want to pull it back and eat up some clock. Right now, the clock is their best friend. But they're giving McDowell some opportunities, and hopefully our man Shot can make these free throws and cut the lead down.
Shot misses the first. He'll shoot again. 46-37 our score. 3:58 remaining in the game.
Mike Shot's played a whale of a game so far. This is a very important free throw.
Back iron, no good. Rebound, David Young.
It's an offensive foul on Young. Absolutely.
That's his 3rd.
I'll tell you what, McDowell is not letting Newcastle do anything. They're stepping in front of these kids left and right. Newcastle can't dribble the ball without picking up a charge.
There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break and be back. This one's a wild one. Stay with us.
Tender, juicy, great flavor, and exceptional value. That's what you'll find in every Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham. And Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is good for you because it's 98% fat-free. Perfect for a lower-fat, lower-sodium diet. Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And of course, freshness is guaranteed because Smith's is family-owned and locally operated in Erie since 1927. Sliced the way you like it in your favorite deli. Insist on Smith's because good taste never goes out of style.
Freshness. That's the Troyer Farms difference. For over 31 years, Troyer Farms snack foods have been simply better because they're made locally. Most products are on store shelves the day after they're made. Troyer Farms grows their own potatoes, so they're guaranteed and delivered farm fresh for more potato flavor. Whatever Troyer Farms snack foods you choose, you'll find they just taste better. Taste the Troyer Farms freshness. Troyer Farms, simply better.
Yeah, simply better snacking. Troyer Farms.
We're back. Here's the foul on David Young on the replay, the quality replay. He hammers him.
He just lowered his shoulder and burrowed into J.J. D'Alessandro, who was playing heads-up defense. McDowell's very good on out-of-bounds plays, normally scoring. They're right there. They were just happy to get it in. This is critical possession here. If they can hit a three, the game is all of a sudden a 6-point game.
And it's in the 40s, just like we said it needed to be.
Absolutely.
Schaus backing off, setting the offense, tries to penetrate, back out to Komorek.
I think Komorek's going to have to get ready to spot up and score because he's kind of been out of this game here. There's his opportunity, and he buries it. That's huge. That is huge. The game is 6 points, and McDowell's fans are into the game, and I think Newcastle's a little bit shook myself.
6-point game, 46-40. Driving is Wetzel, taken away by Schaus.
They baited him.
He's out of the game.
I'll tell you what, Newcastle is falling apart at the seams right now. J.J. D'Alessandro made that defensive play when the kid was 20 feet away from the hoop. He saw this kid put his head down. Here it comes. He saw him put his head down 20-some feet away from the hoop. He just stepped in and gobbled him up with the charge. And now Wetzel's out of the game, and he's the guy that handles the ball at crunch time. And all of a sudden, Newcastle has lost their best ball handler.
And Wetzel has to be careful. He was talking to the officials, and they gave him a long look. The last thing in the world they want right now is a technical. Wetzel's upset. But just like you said, Andy, careless play, driving through the lane when you have 4 fouls, that's insane.
Yeah, and I really question him even being into the game at the time.
Exactly.
But, hey, you know, John Sarandria knows his team. But, hey, McDowell right now is in a position to cut this game down to 3. And it's unbelievable because they were on the verge of getting blown out, but they refused to lose.
Curtis for 3. No good. Rebound Pegley.
That's all right. There's plenty of time left, but they need a defensive stop. They cannot give Newcastle a basket here. Newcastle is out, does not have their best ball handler. They got a 6'5" kid handling the ball at the point. Here comes possibly another charge.
This one is going to go against Curtis.
You know, I think the teams in Erie, when they play McDowell, especially with Prep, and I've watched it a number of years, Prep never tries to take it to the hoop against McDowell because they know they're going to charge. Well, Newcastle just puts their head down and goes to the hoop and thinks that they're going to be nobody stepping in. And I don't know how many charges McDowell's taken tonight, but I would bet it's somewhere between 8 and 12 charges. And that's phenomenal defense. I don't know that they had scouted McDowell very well, to tell you the truth.
Last few minutes of the game, it comes down to exactly this. David Young, free throws. That's everything right now with 2:40 left.
Yes, turnovers and free throws. McDowell cannot afford any turnovers, and they need Newcastle to miss a few of these free throws, which they just did there. That's fine. If McDowell can hit a 3, they'll trade 3 points for 1 point all night long.
Schaus with the ball.
You know, I would get the ball, try to get the ball to Komorek again. They don't seem like they're really respecting his shooting ability. They're kind of giving him some room here. If they can get a penetration and a kick out to Komorek, who just buried a 3 a minute ago, it could be a real nice situation for McDowell.
Schaus to J.J. D'Alessandro.
Newcastle settling into the zone right now. McDowell's having trouble penetrating it.
7-point lead for
There's
Newcastle.
Komorek, took it right to the well, and he gets it. Nice. You know what? McDowell's doing what they need to do, and they're just whittling away here, little by little, but they're really, really into this game. Only down 5 with 2 minutes to go.
And a foul call is going to go against J.J. D'Alessandro. 1:57 remaining exactly. 47-42. Newcastle with the lead. The point guard, Desmond Wetzel, has fouled out of the game for Newcastle, but going to the line will be Ed Pegley for the Hurricanes.
Jamie, as you said, pretty much in any good game, everything that happens up until the last 3 minutes you can throw out the window. It's who makes their free throws and who doesn't turn it over. Now they've missed another free throw again. McDowell gets the rebound. Tell you what, McDowell right now is in the driver's seat. I know they're down 5, but Newcastle seems to be choking, falling apart a little bit at the seams, whereas McDowell's the aggressor. There's the patented spin move. Great move! I'll tell you what.
Nelson's putting on a show.
Abusing these guys. There's no doubt about it. He's taking it to them every time.
Newcastle has not been in this situation all season long. The game that they lost was an 83-75 loss. They have not been down this late the entire season with a 30-1 record.
That's right, and they are very, very shaky right now with the ball. They look very uncomfortable, and there's a turnover, possibly. There it goes. I'll tell you what, they are crumbling before our very eyes.
47-44, David versus Goliath. Nobody is supposed to beat Newcastle. They are the 6th-ranked team in the nation, and the Trojans have them on the ropes.
Tell you what, a basket right here, and Newcastle's going to be crying. They have a chance to tie the game after being down 19.
JJ, stop.
Buries it. I'll tell you what, this is a phenomenal comeback. This is a great game, great high school game. And Newcastle's better get it over half court. They're going to get called for a 10-second call. Call it! Oh, boy, it was down to about 9 seconds there.
Pegley working against Curtis. Now to Young. Young getting pressure.
Young is pushing off offensively. Watch the arc.
Timeout, Newcastle. 1-point game. We'll take a break. 47-46. Wow.
What makes Quality Markets the best value for your family? The freshest produce and price break specials.
California red ripe strawberries, just 99 cents a pint.
The freshest meats and price break specials.
Boneless beef top round London broil, only $1.89 a pound.
Aisle after aisle of price break specials.
Tropicana Pure Premium Orange or Grapefruit Juice, just $1.89.
For the best value, it's gotta be Quality Markets.
It's the Jeep Spring event, and great deals on your favorite Jeep vehicles are showing up wherever you look. Like a low $359 a month lease rate on the rugged Go Anywhere Grand Cherokee Laredo. Now with more power, more safety, more capability, and more luxury than ever before. The landscape will never be the same during the Jeep Spring event, the event that's getting everyone to sit up and take notice. Check one out at your Jeep dealer.
Here's the scenario. 1-point lead for Newcastle and possession of the ball. 41 seconds left in the game. The winner goes to Hershey.
17-3 run by McDowell. That is stepping up.
You know, they just inbound the ball in front of us, and they have a very, very scared look in their eyes right now, these kids from Newcastle.
Foul call going against Schaus.
I like the foul. You know what?
The ball back.
Absolutely. Even if the kid makes both of them, McDowell is only down 3 points, and they can hit a 3 to tie it. There's a lot of time left, and right now McDowell wants to have as much time to play basketball as possible, rather than letting Newcastle dribble the ball away.
We're taking a break. 47-46. We're back after this.
100 years of caring, 100 years of pride. We've helped your family then and now, a neighbor at your side.
At Northwest Savings Bank, we've been serving Pennsylvanians for 100 years, and this is just the beginning.
A century of service, your Northwest Savings Bank.
The event you've been waiting for is here. The biggest selection of award-winning Chrysler and Plymouth cars, now for a limited time during the National Chrysler Plymouth Spring Sales Drive. Get big cash allowances up to $1,500, or our lowest APR 1.9, or low lease rates on every 1999 Chrysler and Plymouth. The National Chrysler Plymouth Spring Sales Drive, for a limited time only. See your Chrysler Plymouth dealer today.
John Moore is at the line for Newcastle. 47-46, 33 seconds remaining in the game, shooting 1 and 1.
Shooting 2.
Throughout throughout the entire timeout, he was standing on the free throw line.
Yeah, it is 2 shots. You know, John Sarandri talked to his team for about 10 seconds. He sent his team back out on the floor, and this kid's been camping out here at the foul line for about 2 minutes, and that's typically not a great thing. There, he shot a brick. I mean, he didn't want to shoot it. He's standing at the line, just trying to get rid of it out of his hand like it's a hot potato. He's very tight. I would be surprised if he can make this one.
The lack of close games maybe coming back to haunt Newcastle right now, if that's a possibility.
There's another brick. McDowell
Justin Schaus up the floor, drives, no good, foul call.
I'll tell you what, Justin Schaus has 23 points tonight, but you cannot say enough about his effort. He is just absolutely jamming it down Newcastle's throat.
I have never seen a young man with so much guts, poise, determination, so many adjectives to describe this kid, but he is for real.
He really is. He, you know what, he pretty much put this team on his back, and here in the second half when things got ugly, and he's brought him right back here. Let's hope he makes these. Yes.
We are tied at 47, 27 seconds left in the game.
This is the guy you want the ball. You want to have the ball. Right now, he's who wants the ball, and that's Justin Schaus is the man right now.
You know, that's the difference right now in this ball game. No one from Newcastle wants the ball. McDowell wants the ball.
Timeout on the floor. We'll take a 30-second break and be back. 47-47.
Play ball.
Hi, I'm Kevin McClatchy of the Pittsburgh Pirates. In baseball, these signs could have Tony Womack stealing second. These signs are a form of communication for students at the Western Pennsylvania School for the Deaf, where they achieve their highest potential, whether it's a career in computer technology, video production, or teaching.
At the Western Pennsylvania School for the Deaf, after-school activities provide students with an opportunity to compete with peers and develop friendships in a safe environment.
What do you want to do when you grow up? And what about you?
No, I will all the teeth.
Great.
Justin Schaus at the line, looking to give the Trojans the lead, and he does.
Wow, it's unbelievable. One real good defensive stand here, and McDowell may be going to Hershey, but they've got to look to step in and take charges like they've done all night.
They're going to Young. Foul call against Curtis.
You know what? Great. I like it because Newcastle's been shooting bricks here for the last 3 minutes in the fourth quarter. Even if Young makes both, McDowell has the ball and controls their own destiny. Rather than getting a three-pointer or a shot at the buzzer beating them, they're going to control their own destiny. And Young may miss. The rest of their teams missed down the stretch all game.
His first one no good.
He clanked it off the back. I'm telling you, watch when the kid gets up to the front to the line. They are rushing their shots. That's indicative of somebody who really doesn't want to shoot this free throw. They're not taking their time. He's just dribbling it and firing. Take a little more time right there. And he made it. The first one he just rushed.
Tied at 48, 18 seconds to go.
They know the ball's going to Schaus.
The biggest upset in high school basketball history in the western part of the state.
Timeout.
We're going to keep it here. We're not going to commercial break. Only 8 seconds left in the game. 48-48. What is Pete Flynn going to do, Andy?
Well, you know what? And I'm not questioning his call this timeout, but I don't like calling timeout with 8 seconds to go. It's a little bit chaotic, right? It was chaotic. Rather than call a timeout and giving Newcastle a real nice chance to set up and play some kind of solid defense, I like just attacking it. Take advantage of the chaotic situation, you can get a defensive breakdown. Right now, I would say, though, if call timeout like they did, they're going to inbound it to Schaus. They're going to tell Schaus to penetrate to the best of his ability, but don't be out of control and pick up a silly charge. I would say that they're going to probably try to kick it out to Kamoric or to J.J. Del Sandro, unless somehow Schaus can get right to the hoop. So Schaus is going to penetrate, look to kick it out to either Del Sandro or Kamoric, and they're going to try and win it right at the buzzer.
The Trojans have their fate in their hands.
The hardest thing right now is getting the ball in bounds, because Newcastle Newcastle's going to try and probably deny this a little bit. I'll see. Well, they're going to inbound it way back. But it's tough getting the ball inbound sometimes. Sometimes that's the hardest part of this.
Komoric will inbound.
McDowell's got to come aggressively. Get the ball in is the key right there.
Schaus has it. Schaus driving. Wow. Tied up. Jump ball call with 4 seconds to go. Possession Newcastle. Wow.
All right. There's 4 seconds left. They have to go the length of the court. You want to play very good D. You don't want to let the kid fly up the court uncontested. You don't want to foul him, but on the other hand, you want to pressure him up. And they need to do that.
Young. Hail Mary shot, no good. We're going to overtime. Tied at 48. Don't go away. It's a long way from over. We'll be back after this.
What makes Quality Markets the best value for your family? The freshest produce and price break specials.
California red ripe strawberries, just 99 cents a pint.
The freshest meats and price break specials.
Boneless beef top round London broil, only $1.89 a pound.
Aisle after aisle of price break specials.
Tropicana Pure Premium Orange or Grapefruit Juice, just $1.89.
For the best value, it's gotta be Quality Markets.
For over 22 years, the Regional Skill Center has been Pennsylvania's leader in technical training. Exciting high-tech careers await Skill Center graduates in the challenging fields of tool and die, machining, CNC machining, plastics, industrial maintenance, and welding. Begin your career with Pennsylvania's technical training leader, the Regional Skill Center.
The quality replay as we're back at the Fitzgerald Fieldhouse showing Justin Schaus trying to penetrate. No foul called. Jump ball gives it back to Newcastle. We are tied at 48. It's a brand new ball game. This is the closest Newcastle has played an area team in 3 years. The first overtime of the year.
And I'll tell you what, Newcastle's lucky they didn't lose because they absolutely fell apart at the seams in the last 5 minutes of that game, or of the regulation, I should say. They're throwing the ball around kind of wildly right now. They are not organized at all. They're very disorganized.
Goes down to the baseline to Ferris, up top to Young.
McDowell's just got to play solid defense. If somebody tries to penetrate to the hoop like they've done all night, step in and take a charge.
Young to Pegley. Pegley over now to Moore.
And the Newcastle fans sitting down right now in overtime. That has to be great for McDowell.
Absolutely. You know, we said this game's got to stay in the 40s in order for McDowell to have a chance, and it ended up 48-48 as regulation. So obviously, McDowell's plan of attack worked.
Loose up off the board, loose on the floor. Mike Curtis pulls it down.
It's been quite a while since Newcastle has scored a hoop, that's for sure. They made a couple free throws, but they've also missed several of them. McDowell has all the momentum right now, and a hoop here could be absolutely devastating at Newcastle.
Curtis drives, shot no good, knocked away.
I don't think that's the shot Pete Flynn wanted, but that's okay. McDowell's bounced back from adversity all night. And that wasn't really, I don't want to say it's adversity, but it's really not the shot you want with 3 minutes to go in the game.
2:30 in the overtime. Ball gets away, goes out of bounds.
You know what? I'm going to say something. If Newcastle, and this is not a knock, Newcastle's not the 6th ranked team in this nation. There's no way. I mean, they're
I'm not
good.
Gonna argue with
they're a good, solid team.
But right now, Andy, you can't even rank them, 6th in their county right now because they're not used to playing at this point. They haven't played an overtime game all year.
Right. I don't want to take anything away from McDowell because McDowell has played a titanic game tonight. But Newcastle is absolutely shook. There's no doubt they have a very glazed look in their eyes. They're despondent. They got their hands on their hips like they're beaten. McDowell's all perky.
Ferris will leave the game with his 5th foul. And I tell you what, we'll call them the 6th ranked team in the nation. And if McDowell gets the win here tonight, we'll call them number 5.
Absolutely. You know, this is one of the games, and I don't know how it's going to turn out. I hope that McDowell pulls it out. But this is one of the things where beforehand, you'd say if they played 10 times, Newcastle would win 9. McDowell might win 1. Well, this is the one. Let's hope. because they are absolutely deserving to win this game with the effort they've shown tonight and the play they've had.
McDowell's, Mike Caldwell's first free throw is good. It's 49-48 Trojans.
You know, earlier in the game, Mike Caldwell took a free throw, and it was a brick, and he didn't want to shoot it. Right there, he stood at the line, he took his time, took a deep breath, and buried it.
This one doesn't go. Newcastle gets the rebound.
McDowell 20-4 run right now. It was 44-29. Newcastle had the lead and looked like all was shot after Ed Bagley made that three-pointer in the third quarter.
Young drives. His shot no good. J.J. Del Sandro with the rebound coming up from behind.
But don't forget, McDowell has a possession arrow. In case there's anything crazy that happens, McDowell will get the ball out of bounds. And right now, they've got to be careful with the ball. They got to probably step up and make some free throws when they get fouled, because I think Newcastle right now looks very tired. They're going to have a foul at somebody.
Turnover goes back to Newcastle. 1:45.
He walked. Right, there's the crazy play we talked about, but guess who gets the ball? McDowell. That possession arrow is huge sometimes in these situations. McDowell gets it out of bounds. It's like a steal. When you tie somebody up and you have the possession arrow, it's the equivalent of a steal.
So Mike Schott checks in for Mike Caldwell.
Here's the look.
Take a look at the quality replay.
Bagley's trying to set this J.J. up. He tried to go behind his back, and J.J. just didn't bite on his fake. J.J. tied him up. Great defensive play. McDowell gets it back.
Hard to believe you would want to dribble behind your back with McDowell's defense.
Yeah,
it's just not something you have to do or should do.
Boy, it'd be nice if they could get Kamoric a wide open look from the wing.
It's Curtis getting pressure. Driving. Kicks it back out to Kamoric. Curtis inside the Shells.
That three-pointer we're talking about.
No good. Del Sandro tip up, no good.
All right, just get back and play good D right now. All you want to do is play good, solid defense. You're up one. Even if Newcastle scores, it's not a big deal because you're going to get the ball back with the fate in your hands.
49-48, minute to go. Trojans
Great defense by Kamoric. Great defense. He's not giving up any room. Young's trying to shake and bake him, and it just isn't working.
Bagley working against Schaus.
You know, both teams are tired, and I would say that McDowell appears to be less tired than Newcastle, right, from what I can see. That may be a factor down the stretch here.
30 seconds.
Boys, he's a...
Young's turnaround, no good. Rebound McDowell. Kamoric gets fouled by Young.
Fourth foul on Young.
You know what? That foul, the reason Young fouled Dave Kamoric is he's tired. He, honest to God, he did not want to run back on defense. He's exhausted. His hands are on his hips. He's breathing heavy. And it was a good foul because Kamoric would have had a breakaway layup, I think.
And that's another thing about Flynn's teams. Good defense, great hustle, and they're the best conditioned team that you'll see around. This is when it counts. You don't see them nearly as tired as you said, Andy, about the Newcastle team. Newcastle team's bent over at the hips while Justin Schaus could run all day.
They are dragging, there's no doubt.
He makes the first. And I tell you what, Erie, Pennsylvania, regardless of the outcome of this one, if you're not proud of Pete Flynn, Coach Del Sandro, and this entire team, the way they put forth the effort tonight, Pete
Flynn almost can't watch. He's kind of looking off to the side when Dave Kamoric shoots these free throws. That's all right, he got 1 out of 2, and in this kind of a pressure situation, that's big. You just got to make, you know, you'd like to make 2, but if you make 1, it's a moral victory.
There's a timeout on the floor. We're taking a break.
Tender, juicy, great flavor, and exceptional value. That's what you'll find in every Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham. And Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is good for you because it's 98% fat-free. Perfect for a lower fat, lower sodium diet. Smith's Sugar Maple Smoked Ham is great for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And of course, freshness is guaranteed because Smith's is family-owned and locally operated in Erie since 1927. Slice the way you like it in your favorite deli. Insist on Smith's because good taste never goes out of style.
What makes Quality Markets the best value for your family? The freshest produce and price break specials.
California red ripe strawberries, just 99 cents a pint.
The freshest meats and price break specials.
Boneless beef top round London broil, only $1.89 a pound.
Aisle after aisle of price break specials.
Tropicana Pure Premium Orange or Grapefruit Juice, just $1.89.
For the best value, it's gotta be Quality Markets.
25 seconds left in overtime. Trojans by 2. Newcastle to inbound. It's into Bagley.
This is obviously a huge defensive set for McDowell. All they want to do is contain right now. They just want to contain. Newcastle's struggling. That kid just walked. He did walk. Absolutely.
McDowell has the ball. 10 seconds to go and a 2-point lead.
McDowell has to be real strong right here. Newcastle's going to be pressuring this inbounds pass. If McDowell can get the ball in, they're going to get fouled. They're going to go to the line shooting 2 shots. Here's the play. This kid shuffled his feet a couple of times.
This is the quality replay, maybe the replay of the night.
Yep, and he shuffled his feet and then double dribble.
Pagley's out of the game with that foul.
Pagley fouls. J.J. D'Alessandro, his 5th foul. J.J. D'Alessandro, better than 80% at the line, the best free throw shooter for the McDowell Trojans.
And it also removes Pagley, one of the best 3-point shooters on the team, from getting that miracle shot at the end if they even get an opportunity to do it. Pagley in tears right now.
I tell you, Ed Pagley, you got to give him credit. And we're going to look forward to seeing this young man play at the Hammer Mill Center. And I tell you, I can't wait to have him in Erie, Pennsylvania for Jerry Slocum.
Here's the foul. J.J. D'Alessandro keeping the ball in front of him so no one can get a cheap steal from behind. They had nothing. They had no other option but to foul him. Let's hope he buries these free throws right here. He makes them both. And I don't want to say anything, but this game might be over.
D'Alessandro. First one is good.
I'm going to tell you, for a sophomore, probably 15 years old, maybe 16, to step up like that and bury a free throw like that with this much pressure.
Did you ever drive by their house? They have the system set up where all he does is stand at the line and shoot.
I can imagine.
He makes
that
both.
Should be the game, but I hate to say that because I'm never the kind of guy to count somebody out of the game.
5 seconds, long 3. In and out, no good. Ball is loose.
That's ball game.
They're going. They're going. The Trojans are going to Hershey.
Unbelievable.
The Trojans are going to Hershey. The Trojans are going to Hershey. I can't believe it.
Biggest upset ever.
The biggest upset in high school basketball history.
Great efforts.
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my. I can't believe it. It's the biggest upset in high school basketball history. The biggest upset in high school basketball history. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. It has been incredible. It has been incredible. Unbelievable.
Mike, I don't want anyone sucker punching you with your draw.
It was incredible. It's in our face.
There's bedlam at Fitzgerald Fieldhouse right now. The Newcastle fans are assaulting Mike Gallagher, and they're out of control. They're just very, very bitter people right now. And you know what? McDowell just took it to them, and they can't believe it happened.
It is unreal. The Trojans are going to Hershey. We'll come back and continue the celebration after this. 52-48. The Trojans are going to Hershey.
Sportsmen, get ready. It's time for
the Great Outdoors Show and Sale. It's 4 days only, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's Erie Sports Store's Great Outdoors Show and Sale. Save big on hundreds of firearms, ammo, clothing, and accessories, and much more. Take advantage of thousands of dollars in door prizes. Plus, save on hundreds of items store-wide, from soccer gear to golf equipment. Look for the Erie Sports Store tabloid in the Erie Daily Times, or pick up a free copy at any Erie Sports Store. The Great Outdoors Show and Sale. Erie Sports Stores. We do it right.
Hi, I'm Craig Latimer. A lot of people know me from the quad games, but I'm really proud of our new County YMCA on Route 6N in Edinburgh.
We've got a beautiful new aerobics studio, cardiovascular equipment, full gymnasium, child care center, and fitness programs for everyone. The County Y joins the YMCA of Greater Erie, so members can use all 4 facilities. Join any of our branches now through the end of March and save $100 on your membership fee.
So stop in and see the new County YMCA. We build strong kids, strong families, and strong communities.
Attention procrastinators! AAA Erie County is now online with PennDOT. That means if you've put off renewing your car registration, license plate, or driver's license, you can do it instantaneously at AAA Erie County. And if you've put off becoming a AAA member, don't worry. They're online with PennDOT services open to everyone. You can also get a duplicate title and special zoo, dare, and wild resource plates for the lowest prices and immediate, efficient service.
AAA Erie County.
A TV24 Millennial Mark, brought to you by Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine.
In 1923, Walt Disney arrived in Hollywood with a sketchbook and $40 in his pocket. Today, the billion-dollar company he founded includes theme parks, movie and record companies, a cruise line, and much more. But at the pinnacle of his success, he commented, "I only hope that we never lose sight of one thing, that it was all started by a mouse." Walt Disney, a Millennial Mark in entertainment.
Freshness. That's the Troyer Farms difference. For over 31 years, Troyer Farms snack foods have been simply better because they're made locally. Most products are on store shelves the day after they're made. Troyer Farms grows their own potatoes, so they're guaranteed and delivered farm fresh for more potato flavor. Whatever Troyer Farms snack foods you choose, you'll find they just taste better. Taste the Troyer Farms freshness. Troyer Farms, simply better.
Yeah, simply better snacking. Troyer Farms.
There you see the final score, the biggest upset in high school basketball history in the state of Pennsylvania. We are joined by our quality market MVP, Mr. Justin Schaus. Justin, how good does it feel?
Oh my, it was sweeter than a Hershey Kiss. I don't know what to say. Oh my gosh, I think we were down like 19. I can't believe we came back. It's amazing.
No, Justin, real quick. You were down 19, but you had a confidence about yourself that we picked up here while we were broadcasting, and it looked like you kind of took the team on your back and pulled them through some troubled times. What were you feeling out on the court when you were down 19 and it looked hopeless?
Got a little rough in there. Beginning of the third quarter, I myself had like 3 turnovers in a row, and we were looking like we might crumble. I mean, they got us up 19, so. Well, all I thought was, I got to take control, got to just put these guys under my wing. That didn't even mean like having to score. I mean, getting the balls to the people who can really shoot, like Dave Comork and JJ Del Sandro. That's what my role on this team is, and just try to do my best.
I got to ask you one thing. How many times have you practiced your spin dribble in your driveway?
Oh gosh. I don't know. I don't even know if I can count myriad times like
About 20,000 times it looks like, because every time you spin, you score. And you did that to David Young a couple times and got him into foul trouble and then ended up scoring. And just congratulations from me. You made everybody in Erie extremely proud. You were the best player on the court, and you carried this team to Hershey. Good job.
Thank you very, very much.
Justin Schaus, our quality market MVP. Jamie Murphy is on the floor with Pete Flynn. Jamie, take it away.
Thanks a lot, Mike, here with Pete Flynn, the head coach of McDowell. And Pete, would you rate this up for the greatest win in McDowell history?
Well, since I've been there for 9 years, it's been our greatest win, and we've had a lot of good ones. But, yeah, most definitely.
Ed Begley hits a three-point shot. You're down by 15 points in the third quarter. You guys never had rattle, go on a 20-4 run. What did you tell your players when you're down by 15?
No, we just said we got to play better defense. We weren't helping out on the screens underneath, and then we had to get better shots. And we got Justin really helped us get better shots, and we shot fake, took it around them. They had a hard time guarding us man-to-man.
What about as far as Newcastle's concerned? Everyone talked about them the entire time, and Justin Schaus steps up. What about the game of Justin?
Justin played super. You know, when we went to Williamsport, he got a little out of control. He played a little better, under control tonight, and he took it right at him. They couldn't guard him.
Pete Flynn, thanks a lot. Congratulations. Let's send it back to you, Mike.
Okay, we're with Dave Hanlon. David, quickly, we're running out of time here, but how good does it feel?
Mike, this is the greatest thing that's happened in the athletic program. We made the step. We're playing for a state final now. The demons of 1980 and 96 are gone. I will be in Hershey in the wee hours of the night. I will welcome all my friends from Mill Creek and Erie there. Great game. We'll see you in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
All right, David, we're out of time. This guy, JJ Del Sandro, key free throws. I tell you what, we got one last thing to say. The Trojans are going to be in Hershey to battle for the state title. We're out of time. The Trojans are winners. We're bringing them home to head to Hershey. Good night, everyone.